When is impossible to say, but if we look at the history of money printing, they all end the same way. These fiat currencies hyperinflate. And again, it's obvious. If you owned a money printing machine in your home, basically all of us would hit print on that machine until that thing was blowing smoke and sparks and broke. The same thing happens at the central banking level. They just print money until the currency collapses, right? And that's what's happened. I think the first experiment with paper money was in BC, China. I want to say it's like 300 BC. So we've tried paper money hundreds of times. When you give one group the power to print and you force everyone else to use it, it ends the same way. The currency hyperinflates, or the country that's printing gets conquered by another one and it gets replaced by another currency. So when, I have no idea, but I do think it happens. Was it Mark Twain, I think, said about bankruptcy? He said, how does one go bankrupt? He said, gradually, then suddenly. And that tends to be what happens, right? You'll have printing for a long, long period of time, and then the prices start to go up faster and faster, and then it just goes parabolic. And in a matter of a couple of years, the currency's gone. And it's very shocking, to say the least. What's happening here, though, is there's sort of like these two tectonic forces that are pushing against one another. On one hand, you have the printing of money, which again is you're stealing purchasing power from savers that have claims, the energy that savers have accumulated, right? The claims on goods and services that they hold in savings, liquid savings, on one hand. And then you have that theft that's occurring of that. But then on the other hand, you have productivity. So as economic productivity expands, it actually extends the runway of the stealing, right? Because the purchasing power of money is being increased by productivity, even though it's being decreased by inflation. So it's a race between these two forces. And it's like, are we expanding technology and productivity faster, or are we printing money faster? That tends to be how it goes. It's kind of weird because we want innovation. Innovation's a good thing. Obviously, it allows us to accomplish our aims with less efforts, basically. But as we expand productivity in a fiat currency paradigm, we're actually extending the runway or the expected life of the fiat currency. Like the hyperinflation gets delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation. That's why I can't tell you when. There's way too many variables. But we do know that when the tide goes out, as Buffett said, you find out who's swimming naked, and there's nothing backing this currency. So it does collapse eventually.